Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, gbà kan ṣubú lóde yìí o, Obelawo, lawo. Hello viewers. Once again, this is another segment, and for today we have Obelawo. It gives you an idea of something.
Yoruba cooking today. My name is Abby Adeboye.
And I am yours truly, Ibiemi Dare.
We're going to be talking about cooking in Yoruba culture. Food in itself has many layers to it in Yoruba culture, many meanings to it. We use it, yes, to keep our bodies healthy, but also we use it for medicine, both diabolical and non. We use herbs to cure as for medicinal purposes, as well as the way that we use food in transactions as a payment for transactions. So when we look at food in Yoruba culture, it has many aspects to it. But today, and in our book, Obelawo, Yoruba Cooking Today, we focus mainly on using food as nutrition.
Nutrition indeed. How do we eat this food in such a wonderful way to make sure we're not getting the cholesterol that we don't need?
No. And
the carbohydrates are going to the right places, and how do we make sure that we live longer, because we want to see our grandchildren. I hope you agree with me on that.
Oh, definitely. That's the whole purpose, and actually that's where we got the title of the book from, that is Obelawo. That is, if we loosely translate it into English, it means that the stews you eat create your skin, create your pigmentation. And what we believe is that vegetables are the most important component of food. They're the most important food group that we need to focus on. And in Yoruba culture, we have many vegetables.
Yes, we do. Ẹ̀fọ́ oríṣiríṣi ló wà. Báwo ni ká ṣe fẹ́ sí? Èmi ní fèrègèdè, rọ̀rọ̀wọ́, ẹ̀fọ́ tẹ̀tẹ̀, ẹ̀fọ́ àbáláyé,
ṣọkọyọkọtọ,
ṣọkọyọkọtọ, amúnútutù, ẹ̀fọ́ ìgbá. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ sí? There's all of these. They're the vegetables we're talking about. You can cook it, steam it. Some of you can eat it fresh.
Yes. And what we have found in modern culture is that we are forgetting so many of these vegetables, and it's not good for us. The fact that we're moving more towards a fast-paced life, fast foods, and forgetting the traditional foods that nourished our forefathers and should nourish us within our environments.
Fresh vegetable we're talking about. I've seen canned spinach, canned vegetables. But how do you eat canned water leaf? Think about that. Just think about it. It's already a water leaf.
And then definitely, there's no doubt about it that our foods lose value when they are processed in any form or shape. So in terms of vegetables, we should err on the side of minimal processing, so that even if you're going to cook it, you don't cook it until it turns brown. It came green, it should get to your table green. You don't also, the canned ones always come with that tinge of brown in it. As long as you want to eat vegetables, make sure that your vegetables are fresh and as close to raw as possible. For instance, igba, you can eat igba raw. You can eat both igba kupa and igba, the original one, raw. That should be eaten raw. There are other vegetables that it's only minimal cooking, such as spinach, that you should put. That is, if you're cooking spinach, for instance, if you're using it even in an egusi, finish all of your cooking before you add the green to it. And that way, when it comes out, the green stands out and it maintains both its freshness and its nutritional value. Talking about meats.
Oh, meat. We're talking about your cow meat, your goat meat, your lamb meat. We're going into fish, crab, igbin, ede. I'm talking about snails and crayfish that you eat. Some of you have it dried, fried, or steamed. It's how many do you put in your food? How do you prepare it? Meat, for some of us, you must have like 3 big chunks on your meal. For some of us who are familiar with the real very minimal way of eating meat. You want it to be tiny, but you want 100 of those. How about that? What do you
Yeah, the thing about us as Yorubas, we eat every bit of the cow. Is it momo, ifo, abodi, fuku, edo? I mean, we eat all parts of it. Now, what we have to watch out for is there's only so much protein we get out of meat. There's also cholesterol in meats, and so err on the side of twice a week maximum. There are others that would argue that you should keep your meat consumption to a minimum of once a week, although the chunks that we have are still small. But when in every meal you have 5-6 pieces because you have the money like that, you're really eating onto your own destruction. You really do need to watch their meat consumption, particularly beef. When we look at chicken and turkey, on the other hand, turkey is lighter in the sense that it has less fat and therefore less cholesterol content. But at the same time, we have to apply wisdom to our eating. Fish is actually the best of the options when it comes to meats in food.
I'm so happy you mentioned that. Interestingly, I have this vision of wherever you store your fat in your body, look at that cow and see where they store their fat. That part is what you don't eat. You're looking at yourself, I'm looking at myself. Where do I store my body fat? Where do I have most of those? Where do I have to exercise? And that part of the cow I won't be eating. So you probably won't see me eating those intestines. You probably won't see me eating a body. There's a reason for that.
Yes. Our main dishes: eba, amala, inyo, semo. Of all of those, amala really is the lightest. That is using a lubo to make amala. Both I think lafo and dudu are both
fufu. Lafu, there's lafu. There's fufu, and you have the amala. You have eba, and people are into wheat now. People are using coca oats to make their main bolus for their meal.
Yes,
and that's going on. And people use different kind of yam to make their pounded yam. Especially when it's processed, we really have to be careful.
Yes, we do. So when we have to, for those of us that have to eat okele, amala is a good one for you to eat regularly. The others you can eat sparingly. Also, using wheat, you have to use whole wheat, because wheat also has the same issues that we're talking about carbohydrates, because all of your carbohydrates, they disintegrate into sugar. And the higher the sugar content in your body, you're looking at diabetes, you're looking at high blood pressure, hypertension, what have you. So you do need to watch the food consumption. Again, the basic thing to do really is to make sure that your vegetables form 2/3 of your meal. And so the remaining third would be split between your carbohydrates and your protein, that is your meats and your bolus.
Let's eat like a king in the morning, you say?
Yes.
And how do I eat in the afternoon?
You eat like a normal person in the afternoon, and in the evening you eat like a pauper, somebody that has no money for anything. And so that means in the morning you're eating your okele. You can have it all over your plate. Why is that appropriate in the morning?
Because I'll have enough time during the day to
burn it off. to burn it off. You have enough time during the day to burn it off. So eat your biggest meal in the morning. In the afternoon, eat appropriately just to keep you running. And then in the evening, eat like someone going to sleep. Eat very little, because you're not going to do any work in the evening to burn off that bowl of eba you've now heaped in front of you. It's going to stay there. So it's going to stick to you and give you less energy to work with tomorrow morning. So you want to make sure that you balance your energy and your feeding by your energy needs. You need a lot of energy in the morning, eat a lot. You don't need a lot in the afternoon, don't eat a lot. And in the evening, you need even less. Well, all of this and much more we're going to be talking about in our upcoming book, Obelawo, Yoruba Cooking Today. Watch out for it.
Welcome back, our viewers.
Yes, we're going to continue our discussion of nutrition, and people say ewe legbo, egbo lewe. When we look at spices and herbs, the modern woman has moved away from cooking with them or using them. I remember in those days you used to have to take agbo every week, and that in itself will just cleanse you. It's a natural cleanser of herbs that will cleanse you, get rid of impurities in your bloodstream as well as in your tissue.
Sea salt. A lot of us also use it to take bath, even for little kids. But how much of those are we doing now?
No, we moved away from that. And even the cleansing, as anybody that consumes food, know you need to cleanse. You need to cleanse once a week, once a month, a deep cleansing, and that way whatever impurities you ingest with your food you can get rid of.
All right, and as you get rid of all these and you're cleansing yourself, it's a longer life for you, building for yourself. Not only that,
because Obelawo, for instance, but even nowadays, when you're looking obese, ẹni tó jẹun tí gbogbo ikùn ẹ̀yọ tó fi yàtọ̀ sí ọmọ tó ní kwàṣọkọ̀ àfi pé ìkan gbẹ ikùn ẹ̀yọ ìkejì ó tóbi ikùn ẹ̀yọ. Because there's no reason for you to go around with as if you're 9 months pregnant when you're not. So when we talk about snacks, err on the side again of natural. Fruits and nuts. Epa. Orombo. Mango.
And talking about fruits, fruit is very important. There's just a natural detox in fruits. It depends on when you eat it and how you eat it. If you take your grapefruit early in the morning with nothing in your tummy, you can cleanse yourself that day.
Definitely.
It's usually better when you take it before, when the stomach is empty. And a lot of us like taking it after. Why, I don't know. It's just something you're used to. But when you take it after, that's when you get those gas and you burp a lot. Yes, because food is trying to go through those meat you have eaten.
Yes.
And then it comes out in a foul smell after a while. Just want to let you know that. And itura oniara toba fuye, and that comes naturally and any time. But it's always nice when it smells decent.
When we talk about drinks, now, akpatebure, ako, rishi, drinks, all of them imported, all of them processed. We really should err on the side of just drinking water. Water is still the best remedy for life. It is still the best elixir. When you talk about water, even pure water is still water, in the sense that no additives, it is not compromised, and that way it goes into your body. If it goes into any of your tissues, any of your systems, it acts as a complement. It doesn't destroy anything. For the most part, a soft drink, the sugar content is high. They call it high fructose corn syrup. That when it gets into the body, it catalyzes, acts as a catalyst to some negative aspects. It's not the studies that sometimes say, oh, it leads to cancer. It doesn't lead to cancer. All it is it is too much sugar. It is not good for you to drink liquid sugar. Or our beers.
It's corn syrup.
Beers also have corn syrup, but beyond that, they are fermented.
Yeah.
And I know my diabetic father had to stop drinking beers. So when we talk about having a tendency, if it runs in your family, you have a tendency to get it. You just make sure that you keep your own health so you don't get it. Having a tendency towards diabetes, you need to stay away from soft drinks. You need to stay away from beer.
I have my viewers out there who are shaking their heads, and I wonder why. Because you know about emu, you know about burukutu. What do you have to say about the palm wine?
In as much as it is natural, it is still fermented. And this is what causes a reaction within our bodies that tends towards negativity. Because all of emu itself, when it breaks down into sugar. Yeah. And where we've been talking about the impact of sugar on our bodies not being a positive impact for us, we need to then reduce it. This is not to say or whatever, and you take a bowl of palm wine, it will cause all kinds of things in your body. No. But when you have decided that every Sunday you're just declaring palm wine surplus, or every Sunday then you're pushing it. Once in a while will not do the same harm as everyday occurrence or every week occurrence. Okay. The only thing you should do every day, every week, is cleanse your system.
Cleanse your system.
You know, if you eat thrice a week, you should be able to move your bowels.
Yep.
Either equal number of times or as often as possible. And so this will work for you. And when we look at nutrition, always think of nutrition as something that will give you long life. You know, but if we keep saying, oh, it doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, everything matters. Everything you ingest matters, the way you live matters, and all of this tend towards either shortening your life or extending it. One high blood pressure, one heart attack, and they still live because they change their diet, they change their lifestyle. And talking about lifestyle, Baba Shenje, now they come and move dear.
Exercise. And fun you're in the kitchen, you're the one making those foods, you can make a wonderful decision for your children, for your husband, and they'll keep up to it. But then when we let it go and let it down, and everybody just look alike in a very robust way, it's an interesting way to look at the family picture. We're working on it.
Obelawo.
Lawo.
Yes.
Lawo.